We've got Levan throwing haymakers, a young 65 kilogram Denis Cyplenkov, results from the King of the Table tournament, and a whole bunch more. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back, LTA crew, for another arm wrestling weekend review where I go over all the interesting links that I've compiled throughout the week. That's how hard I need you to hit the like button. We had some really cool footage of a young 65 kilogram Denis Cyplenkov pop up, but first check out the ref. This dude means business, gives him a couple of wrist smacks, then boom, get that shoulder back, dude. The setup continues for a while and then they snap in, Denis attacks the hand, takes the wrist, and takes the match. There's a bunch more footage from this video, so as always, link in the description. Before we move off Denis, check out this fan art that was posted by Opsway to the subreddit. I mean, it looks like a comic book character, but this actually isn't too far off from how Denis actually looks when he's in peak form. Next up, if you haven't heard, King of the Table is starting to run tournaments as a qualifier to get you into the King of the Table super match events. Now, right off the bat, I love this. One of the problems I had with promotions like WAL is that there was no clear way to get on the card. With this, not only did the first place finishers in each weight class get $2,700, but they also secure a spot on the next pay-per-view event. The community really needs a large tournament that attracts all the top names, and this probably isn't going to be it, as it's a qualifier to get on the card, but it's a step in the right direction. Notably, we had Khaled getting 4th place, Larry Wheels getting 6th place, we even had Artem Taranenko show up, he got 4th place, and even Australia was represented with Sam Burnett showing up for the under 85 kilogram category. So again, pretty big tournament attracting international talent, love to see it. The money team shared some footage of Larry and Sabin in an absolute war. Larry getting some legitimate stops there. Can't quite go on the offensive, but slowing down Sabin for sure. And then unfortunately, this gets ended in an elbow foul there. The official footage to see all of it will be in the description below on Larry's channel. By the way, speaking of Australia, my buddy Ryan Grondin had on Ryan Bowen and the Aussie arm wrestler. He runs a podcast that's live every Friday. This one went on for over 3 hours, so if you're going on a road trip, they got you covered. Engen was nice enough to share some of his recruiting techniques for the East vs. West events. Devin, I really want the match with Prudnik. I'm still trying, give me one more day. Engen, Prudnik will destroy you, find an excuse and don't come while you still didn't commit. Provocative enough? I mean, we got him. Speaking of, in case you've been living under a table, Devin did end up making the match with Prudnik work. There were scheduling conflicts, but he moved things around, and his video announcing it is pretty epic, and it's in the description. Ron Bath gave us an update on his operation, and it's pretty funny. He says, my surgeon does a lot of bicep repairs. Told today they measure the width of the tendon with a gauge, so they drill the proper size hole. The scale goes from a 1 to a 6, most are a 2 or 3. As long as he's done this repair, he's never set a 6 until mine. Mine came in a solid 6. I hold the record probably until he meets another arm wrestler. So Ron Bath's tendons are almost too big for the equipment the surgeon was using. And it just goes to show you, when we say that connective tissue matters in arm wrestling, we mean connective tissue matters in arm wrestling. And finally, our meme of the week. League contracts, Bajan. This reminds me of a funny story Travis told on a podcast once where he said, every time he goes to get a new sponsor, he has to warn them that he has a crazy ex-girlfriend named Steve Kaplan, the owner of the WAL, who's gonna blow them up, talking about contracts and using his likeness, etc. Fortunately, we seem to be moving away from restrictive contracts. We see athletes pulling all over the place. King of the Table, East vs. West, you name it. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons Engen created East vs. West, because for a while there, the two main promotions were the WAL in the West and the PAL in the East, and there were huge problems trying to get athletes from each promotion to pull each other because of contractual issues. So maybe Travis was just ahead of the times after all. So that's going to do it for us today. As always, you can find everything in the description, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I put out multiple videos every week, and I will see you in the next one.